He didn't look like much. Torn jacket, worn-out shoes, smelled like he'd been outside too long. No one noticed him at first. Then he stepped into the dealership. You could hear the silence shift. Staff at the front desk exchanged looks. One of them even whispered, "Should we ask him to leave?" But the man whose name they didn't know walked straight toward the luxury section. He didn't ask for help, didn't say much, just stared at the cars quietly. They had no idea that this homeless man was actually Malik Thompson, one of the richest men in the country. People watched him like he didn't belong. Some laughed under their breath. Others ignored him completely. One salesperson even walked past and sprayed air freshener behind him. Malik said nothing. He just smiled softly and kept looking around. He checked engine labels, rubbed his fingers across the steering wheel of a luxury sedan. The staff whispered, "This guy's wasting our time." But Malik wasn't here to test drive cars. He was testing something else, something more important, and none of them knew they were the ones being watched, judged, measured. This wasn't just about a car. It was about character. An hour passed, not a single person offered to help him. A young woman at the counter looked nervous, like she wanted to but didn't know if she should. The manager told her, "Leave it, he's not buying anything." So she stayed quiet. Malik sat down in the lobby. People gave him looks. A child pointed and asked his mother, "Is he okay?" The mum pulled the child away. It was uncomfortable, awkward, and telling, because when someone looks like they have nothing, people assume they are nothing. But Malik had already seen everything he needed to see. Malik stepped outside and made a quick phone call. It was short, calm. 10 minutes later, a black SUV pulled up with tinted windows. A man in a suit stepped out, nodded, and handed Malik a tablet. Malik tapped through a few screens, signed something, and handed it back. The man returned to the SUV and drove off. Malik walked back inside, quietly like before. But something had changed. He was smiling now, really smiling. He walked up to the front desk and asked to speak to the owner. The receptionist looked surprised. "About what?" Malik said. "About buying the place." At first they laughed. "You buy the dealership?" One of them chuckled. "Sir, this isn't a soup kitchen." Malik didn't flinch. He just repeated, "Get me the owner." Moments later, the actual owner walked in, looking confused. Malik nodded respectfully and whispered something into his ear. The owner's face changed instantly. Pale, then red, then confused again. He asked Malik to step into his office. The staff watched, stunned. Whispers filled the air. "What's happening? Who is that guy?" No one laughed now, and for the first time they realized they might have seriously messed up. Inside the office it all came out. Malik Thompson, CEO, investor, owner of one of the largest airlines in the country. Net worth billions. The dealership, already in talks to be acquired. Today was just a final check, a personal one. "I needed to see who I'd be keeping," he said, "and who I wouldn't." The owner apologized profusely, offered coffee, anything. Malik just smiled. "I'm not here for coffee." When they walked out together, side by side, the staff's jaws dropped. One by one they looked away, embarrassed. Suddenly the man they'd laughed at was the man who owned everything. Malik spotted the young woman who'd almost helped him earlier. He walked up to her and said, "You tried. Even when they told you not to." She nodded nervously. "I wanted to." He handed her a white envelope. Inside was a full scholarship to the business school of her choice. "Kindness matters," he said, "even when it's quiet." She broke down in tears. That moment stayed with everyone, because it showed that Malik wasn't just about money, he was about people. He didn't punish everyone, just those who deserved it. And he rewarded those who saw past appearances. Later that day, Malik called a staff meeting, not as a guest, but as the new owner. He stood at the front and said, "Today, some of you failed a basic human test. You judged me because of what I looked like." Silence. "But life isn't about suits or shoes, it's about respect, dignity." Then he did something unexpected. He gave every employee a second chance, but only after one condition: a week of volunteer service at the local shelter. "If you can't treat people with nothing like people with something, you don't belong here," he said. No one argued. Within 24 hours, the story hit the news. Billionaire poses as homeless man buys dealership. The internet exploded. People debated whether it was staged, but those who were there knew it was all real. And Malik? He didn't grant interviews. He didn't gloat. He just got back to work. The dealership's culture changed. New training, new values, and above all, new respect. Customers noticed, sales rose, but what mattered more was how the staff started treating everyone who walked in. Clean suit or dusty shoes, it didn't matter anymore, because they had learned the hard way. Appearances lie. Kindness doesn't. Malik never returned to that dealership dressed down again. He didn't need to. His message had been loud and clear. Respect people. All people. Because you never know who's standing in front of you. Was it dramatic? Maybe. But it worked. And if nothing else, it reminded people that success isn't loud. Sometimes it walks in quietly, in torn shoes, with a quiet smile, looking for decency, not a discount. So the next time someone walks into your life looking like they don't belong, remember Malik Thompson and treat them like they do. If this story moved you, imagine how many more are out there. Stories of quiet strength, hidden kindness, and unexpected power. Don't forget to like the video if it made you think twice about judging others. Comment below. What would you have done if you were one of the staff that day? And most importantly, subscribe to the channel, because more stories like this, real, raw, and unforgettable, are on the way. Could Malik Thompson have made a better decision? Or was this the perfect lesson? Hit that notification bell and join us in the next chapter.